Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melly and today's video is actually going to be a testing out free Instagram patterns no-sew edition. Usually I categorize my patterns, but literally this is just a bunch of random patterns that I just have been wanting to test out, and I finally decided to do it for this video. I'm sure you can see a couple of them in the background, but let's go ahead and get started with pattern number 1. So the first pattern that I want to talk about is in a little Barnyard Baby collection. It comes with, I believe, a sheep, a pig, and a cow. All of these you can find on Instagram. Like I stated, they are free patterns. I'll leave the links down below so you're able to check them out yourself. This pattern is by Amateur Hour as well as Rachel the Farmer's Wife. And I decided to make the cow one. Like I said, it has a little sheep and it has a little pig for this pattern as well. I just think it came out so adorable. But like I said, it didn't take me too long. I used a 5mm crochet hook. I used Premier Parfait Chunky, and I definitely think that you guys should check this pattern out. It's really cute. I really want to make the pig and the sheep. They're probably gonna come out about this size, and you could probably price them between like 12 to 16 bucks. They're pretty like palm sized, and I'm sure if you like use Bernat Blanket or Sweet Snuggles Light, it would come out even bigger. I think it's a cute pattern. It works up really well, especially because the legs are bobble stitches, and then everything else is kind of worked in the pattern while you're making this little baby. Very adorable. Like I said, it'll be listed down below for you guys to try. So for pattern number 2, I really wanted to try an animal that I don't feel like I've made too often. I may have made it once, but it was not no-sew and it was a bigger version of it. So I decided to try a no-sew mama mouse. This little guy is by Tinkering Crochet on Instagram. It does have a mama and a baby mouse. I decided to make the mama mouse for this go around, but I think it came out so cute. You do have to embroider the little nose details, or you can just attach one of the little safety eye noses, which I have a couple in here. I have like little velvety ones, or like the little safety eye pink nose. Very cute as well. I just embroidered it. It's pretty easy. It even has a little pink tail. You do have to color switch whenever you're doing the bobbles in the tail, but other than that, it came out so adorable. It's actually a pretty decent size. It's palm size as well. I used Premier Parfait Chunky, a 5mm crochet hook, and I didn't have any issues with this pattern or understanding where they were going with the pattern and what I was trying to work up. I really enjoyed this. It went by pretty quick, and I think we come out with a cute little rodent. Very adorable and very plush. I feel like we're speeding right along through all of these patterns. Let's go ahead and move on to pattern number 3. So for pattern number 3, we have this cute no-sew Happy the Hippo. It is actually made by multiple people, and one of those people is Pink Blue Crochet, which she has been a pattern tester of mine, which I really do adore her. She is so sweet. Other people that we have talked about on this channel is crochet_crochet. We also have crochet.by.ruth77, and then the other pattern designer is Rosalie_toys. They ended up making this adorable hippo. It's pretty decent size, like it's huge. It does have bobble stitches for the legs, so the legs look so nubby, and I freaking love that. I love the way they put bobble stitches for the little nostrils. I love the way they did the ears as well as a tail. It's very tiny. I definitely want to make quite a couple more of these. I decided to go with the Naughty Ball yarn to make this little cutie. This yarn is very comparable to the Big Twist Posh yarn. I feel like we didn't have any flops this time, so you guys are just gonna hear nothing but compliments about these designers because they did such a good job. Here's this little cutie. Let's go ahead and move on to pattern number 4. So out of all of these patterns, this stuffy probably looks like the maddest and meanest plushie ever. And I just think it's so funny. Like, it's so cute and so funny at the same time. The one I'm referring to is Olly The Octopus by Knots by Fi. Do you see his face? He looks like just a mad guy. Like, he wants you to leave him alone. And I love the way the bobble stitches kind of come down, and it kind of makes it look like he has eyelids. And then I just feel like you could just hold him. He just looks mad at the world, and I love it. I did end up using retro velvet from Premier Yarns. I ended up downsizing my hook, of course, so I used a 4.5mm crochet hook, and this is the size that I got for the octopus with that hook. He is so cute. They do have an option where you don't have to stuff him and you can just kind of leave him open. Kind of, I guess, more like a little lovey. You don't have to put any eyes on him or anything. But I decided that I wanted to stuff him. I wanted to put some eyes on him and I wanted to close him shut. So he is closed. They give you both versions. Like I said, it's a free pattern on Instagram. I kind of want to make several of these. I just don't know. I think maybe I should use like a bigger size yarn like Bernat Blanket, because this is so tiny and the tentacles, I will say, do take a little bit longer, but I really do love them and it just makes him look like he has so much more personality and so much more spunk. So I do love that about this pattern. I would just probably use Bernat Blanket to make this octo a lot bigger and to be able to price him accordingly. This is pattern number 4. Let's go ahead and move on to pattern number 5. So I know a lot of people love like dogs and cats and they always want to see dogs and cats. I'm pretty sure a lot of people do end up selling a lot of that at their market, and I just kind of felt like I needed to make a little kitty. So that's exactly what I did. I found a free no-sew kitty on Instagram and I actually really like it. He came out so cute, especially like I said with the little nose. The safety eye nose, it just adds a little more personality to the little kitty cat. So this is a no-sew little kitty cat and it is by my_universe64. A lot of no-sew patterns will use bobble stitches for the legs. It has like very pointy ears, which I love that, and a cute little simple tail. It worked out pretty quickly and honestly, I really like the size of it. I think it probably took less than 20 minutes for me to make this. And that was the first go around. So I know I would probably be quicker to make it the second time. And you can literally add spots on it if you wanted to, kind of color change around, make one ear maybe a different color than the other one. So I just feel like you could play around with this and have a multitude of just different cats. That just adds even more of a touch, you know? So I really do like this pattern. There were other patterns that I saw, and so maybe I'll give them a chance to see which one ends up being my favorite little kitten pattern. For right now, I really do like this pattern and I would use it again. I did end up using Premier Perfect Chunky. I used a 5mm crochet hook. I believe these are 12mm eyes, and then the small nose that I bought off of Amazon. Let's go ahead and move on to pattern number 6. So this animal is actually pretty popular when it comes to people making free patterns for it. So I was kind of not sure which one I wanted to test out for this specific video, but I decided to just go by the first one that I saw, and I have Miss Pigleta the Pig here, and let me show you a little close-up. This pattern is by Pigs Plushies, and she came out adorable. She has the same standard bobble stitches for the legs, little tail at the end, and then her little ears. She did end up starting with a chain instead of a magic ring, so that is different. It does make the snout stand out a little bit more than other patterns, so I really do enjoy that. I think it looks very, very cute. You can use these as little like stackable animals. You can make several of them and have them stacked. I think you should try this pattern. I feel like I'm saying that for every pattern, but I feel like all of these patterns are really worth your yarn, and that is what I'm here to tell you if it is or if it isn't. Definitely cute. I feel like there was no flops today, so I hope you guys are enjoying this video and I hope you guys like my recommendations. I really do try to kind of look through the pattern to see if there was a question that I had whenever I was making it, or if there was something that could have been further explained. I don't normally go looking at the pattern as a fresh beginner though. You do have to have a little bit of knowledge of how to crochet a plushie. You have to know how to do a bobble stitch, how to do, you know, chain 6, slip stitches, things like that. As a person who crochets and understands like the crochet lingo, all of these patterns are really easy to recreate. And there was really no confusion on my end whenever, like, as a person who was trying to recreate the pattern, there was nothing that I was confused about in any of these patterns. If there was, I promise I would tell you. The exact way that it was written is exactly how I worked it up. Of course, with all of these, you have to keep in mind with no-sew patterns, you have to take into account your tension. So some of these patterns you may have to change where the bobble stitch landed because of your tension. Some of these I did have to do that. The tail, you know, ended up down here. I had to single crochet a couple to have the tail at the top. That is something that happens with all no-sew patterns, so it's not something that I would sit here and be upset about, just because we already know this as crocheters and as people who make plushies, that it's, you know, plus or minus 2 or 3, just because of everybody's tension is different. That is kind of one input that I will say. If you don't crochet plushies, then make sure you take that into account, because some things will be kind of off and you just have to continue looking at your plushie to make sure that everything is lining up accordingly. And I love patterns that tell you we're starting at the head and we're moving on to the limbs and then to the bum. I love patterns like that. I don't like when they just don't tell you what you're looking at, like what you're crocheting or where you're starting off. I love when they tell you we're starting at the nose and moving on. I hope I didn't just confuse you, and I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Let's go ahead and move on to the next pattern. Okay, so the next pattern is a 3-in-1. So a lot of these patterns have more than just one like version of them, and I think that's pretty cool. This one has a penguin, a mallard duck, and a regular little chickie. I decided that I wanted to do a little mallard duck. It came out so cute. It's actually a really big, decent size. I would probably sell this closer to like 16 to 20 bucks. It's pretty big. It has color changes for the little feet. You literally crochet everything in, and I ended up using Premier Parfait Chunky, a 5mm crochet hook. I just think it's so plush. It's so adorable. This pattern is by Kazillion Crochet. I really want to make the penguin necks. It's so cute. It does have a lot of stitches, so this one took a little bit longer than the others to work up. I would say out of all the ones I've talked about so far, the hippo and the mallard duck are the two that have taken the longest, especially this hippo. I mean, look at its girth. Like, it's pretty big compared to all the other ones. This is literally the size of the tummy. So this one took the longest, and this mallard duck, it, you know, color changes, just a ton of rows compared to all the other ones, but it was still pretty easy to work up. I would say if not an hour, less than an hour. Let's go ahead and move on to the final plushie pattern that I want to show you guys. Okay, the last little animal pattern that I want to talk about is this cute little stackable frog. So it actually comes, I'm telling you, every pattern that I did had more than like one little version of it. So this one is a free stackable animal pattern, and it comes with four patterns. It comes with a cow, a chicken, a frog, and a pig. So now you can see my dilemma when I was like, I don't know what I want to try. Do I want to try the pig, or do I want to find another pig? Like, there was just so many pig patterns. There was a couple of frog patterns, but I decided to try this little stackable cutie, and this one is by Mariah Faith _crochet. So he's kind of like square shaped, and he has like these cute little arms. They're just dangly and everything, and what makes them stackable is how it's crocheted. It's like flat surfaced on the top and the bottom, so you're able to stack them up, and I think that's such a smart idea, especially because his eyes are bobble stitches, so they do pop out on the top and on the side. Like, I just think he looks so cute. He looks like a distinguished young froggy. I think he's adorable. I really do think I'm going to make the rest of these little stackable animals, especially the pig and the cow. Those two, I'm looking at my phone right now. Those two are literally calling my name, especially that cow. The cow looks like it would be a little bit more work. I don't know if that one's no-sew. This one was no-sew. I can't speak on the cow or the chicken or the Pig, but this one was no sew. Definitely go ahead and check her out on Instagram for these cute free patterns, and this may be a cute market make. It's a little different, you know? So that was all of the animal plushies that I had to share with you guys here in this video. I do have a bonus plushie that I made as well for this video, but it's not an animal, but I still wanted to make it and show you guys. It did take pretty long to make, so the size of it is, I feel like, is not worth the price tag that it should be, because it did take me a long time to make. I would probably, like I said before, I will use Bernad's blanket if I were to make this again. It is very adorable though, and I am talking about this cute little sun. Look how adorable that is. This is by Willowly Stitches on Instagram. She even has a moon pattern. So I wanted to make both, but I'm running out of time, so I went ahead and just made the sun. I think the sun is adorable. I ended up using a golden yellow, which is called Mustard from Premier Parfait Chunky, and then I ended up using yellow from them. So it came out so cute. I think it just looks so stunning, like adorable. I want to add some little blush and maybe a little smile. I wanted to share this with you guys and end off on a bonus pattern for you guys. Let me go ahead and rack all of these up and kind of hold them up to you guys so you can see them and kind of compare sizes to them as well. I'll be right back. Here are all of our cuties. They're so adorable. Can you see them all? I think you can, right? Mr. Angry Octo, that one just cracks me up, seriously. But these are all cute. Like I said, they're all free Instagram patterns. I honestly don't think I had any issues with any of these patterns. They were very well written and I really did enjoy it. To be honest with you, I started crocheting these last night and right now it is 8:45 p.m. and I finished them off. I was able to make all of these within, I would say, a day, because I didn't really spend too much time yesterday since I was on live making sewing sticks, pricing plushies and things like that. So I didn't take too much time last night to make these, and I've been working on these all day and look how many I've made. So that shows you that these have been pretty easy to make and pretty easy to whip up. I would say most of these are market friendly. I just think you probably need to use a thicker yarn so they can be bigger. But yeah, let me go ahead and put these down so we can end the video off. Alright guys, I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. I hope I have given you a little bit of insight on these patterns. Let me know if you're gonna test out any of these patterns. I'd love to know, and I'd love to know which one was your favorite pattern out of all the ones that I've showed you today. Since our little rodent here never really gets a lot of attention, please leave a little mouse down in the comments below so I know you've watched till the end. I believe that's gonna be it. Make sure you hit the button that looks like this. You subscribe if you're not subscribed already. I would really appreciate you guys if you joined the Inspire family, and I will see you guys in my next live, because the next thing after this will be my live on Tuesday. Don't forget to check it out. Tuesdays and Thursdays I go live 8 p.m. CST, and then I do upload Wednesdays and Saturdays kind of at random times. Saturday is definitely at 12 o'clock. Wednesday is a little spotty, but it does get uploaded. That is going to be the end of this video. I appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for tuning in, and I will catch you guys on my live on Tuesday. Bye guys.